Once again, it is that time as we near the transition into a new anime season. The summer season was primarily held down by Jujutsu Kaisen, which is now in its long-awaited Shibuya arc. Alongside JJK, we have Bleach, Zon 100, Reign of the Seven Spellblades, Link Click, Stray Dogs, and My Happy Marriage continuing the weekly traction. Overall, I'd say that this season deserves an A+ rating. As we look ahead, the fall season is once again shaping up to be the best season this year. Not sure what's up with Japan dropping all the bangers in the fall, but it's been going on like that for years now. As I have seen all the key visuals, read the synopsis, and checked out promotional videos, I have once again finalized my list for the upcoming fall season. On top of this, we'll also have the inclusion of 3 Netflix anime that I will be sharing with you all as well. As always, it's my job to steer you in the direction of what I believe you should be watching. So with all that being said, here are my choices for the fall 2023 anime that you should be watching. Now starting at the top, and of course the obvious choice, we have the final portion of Attack on Titan, the final season. Though the final chunks of content for the series have been stretched out, we are finally arriving at the point of conclusion. As an anime only for the series, I am greatly looking forward to seeing whether or not this journey was worth all the years of wait, or if it will be one of the greatest fumbles in anime history. The final hours to stop Eren and save the world is on. The conclusion of this story will also be the end of an era for anime, so hopefully everyone manages to leave satisfied in some way. Next up, for our isekai folks, The Eminence in Shadow is back with a season 2. Of all the recent isekai, this one is the perfect blend of comedy and isekai OP MC shenanigans you can hope for, but the plot is actually moving forward. I have to admit that I enjoyed season 1 quite a bit, and I'm sure that plenty of fans will be returning as well. The action of the show has been pretty great, and this next core looks like it'll be even more action-packed, with Shadow doing what he does best. Following the second season momentum, Spy X Family will be back with a second season as well. This is not surprising given the overwhelming reception of season 1 being primarily positive. Alongside a movie that is supposed to be coming out this year as well, it's pretty safe to say that the rest of the year will be dominated by the Forger family. As far as content goes, I'm not sure how much they plan to adapt, but if the Yor mission is being adapted, then it's safe to say that a contender for Fight of the Year it's on his way. Hopefully the streak of good OPs and EDs will continue, as season 1 went 4 for 4 all things considered. Still continuing that season 2 momentum, we finally have the return of Goblin Slayer with its second season. I remember watching season 1 around the same time SAO Alicization was out, so it has clearly been some years since season 1. With our main crew returning, the goal of slaying goblins is still the main objective. I'm curious to see what elements they add to make the situations a lot more interesting and dire, because the potential is definitely there. Fans of season 1 will be returning, and hopefully it would have been well worth the wait. As far as season 3s go, the Rising of the Shield Hero will be coming back, and as rough as season 2 was, this third season looks like it could be a pretty nice step up in quality given the trailer. Obviously it's too early to judge, but there are some pretty nice cuts in the trailer, and I get the impression that this may overall be a much better season. I couldn't tell you what went wrong with season 2, but I want to have faith in the staff that this upcoming season will manage to deliver compared to the last. Whatever challenges lie ahead of Nafumi and the crew, I will be there no matter what. Next up for returning series, we will have Tokyo Revengers, the Tajinku arc. Coming off the Christmas showdown, the root of the problem has been revealed to be with Mikey. Takamichi, vowing to not come back till the problem is handled all the way, is now heading back to deal with the next conflict for Toman. More fights, whole lot of drama, and a front row seat to see Takamichi being tossed around all season long. Now, moving on to the newer debuts, at the top of the list and the anime you most likely do not want to miss this year, we have Frieren Beyond's Journey End. As explored in other fantasy and isekai series, there are always races of people who have the longer lifespan compared to the humans. Frieren is telling the story of an elf who finds purpose beyond her original party's end, and man does it look moving as the action does epic. With an opening done by Yoasobi as well, please do not sleep on this series. Great fantasy anime does not come around often, and with the anime having a 2-hour kickoff as well, this is up there to make a huge splash in the community. Continuing that fantasy trend, we have the Kingdoms of Ruin. Revenge stories seem to be popping off this year, going from Oshinoko to Spellblades. In this world of magic and science clashing, and a young boy named Adonis who lost his mentor due to witch hunts, he enacts his revenge against humanity itself. This sounds crazy, but the minute I saw the MC create things with a magic pen, the needle was moved, and it looks like it'll be pretty raw as well. I definitely advise keeping this on the radar, as the trailers look pretty good, but of course, only time will tell. Now briefly, I do want to mention the Naruto 2023 episodes. Though there is a small amount of them, it is Naruto, a big 3 anime, and with the episodes being recently pushed back for quality's sake, the nostalgia is about to hit hard. I want to imagine the episodes we will get will probably be the ones in the key visual, all of which are some of OG Naruto's best. A remade Naruto vs Sasuke is about to go insane, and in today's quality, I don't think there will be much to worry about. Moving on, the Ancient Magus Bride will be having its core 2 of its second season. The situation within the college has entered a new playing field, and this core looks to have quite a bit of action this time around too. Honestly, I'm just glad to have Magic Bride back, and I can't wait to see how this situation unfolds. Now, coming down to the final 6 anime, we first up have Fire Daigo, Rescuer in Orange. These days, we don't get much anime about people in more realistic professions, and firefighters are up next to get an anime. The synopsis details a trio of young firefighters, each overcoming their obstacles and walls to become some of the best firefighters around Japan as they slowly head towards a crisis that endangers the entire country. While this may not be Fire Force, the trailer gives me the impression that there will be a lot of heart and charm within the pursuit to save lives, so if you are looking for something a bit more grounded and intense, this is definitely going to be the anime for you. Next up, we are finally diving into the VR gaming world again with Shangri-La Frontier. Coming off things like Excel World, Log Horizon, and Sword Art Online, we are once again back with a new VR game in a fantasy setting. I've heard very good things about the source material, and from the looks of the trailer and the original PVs, I think this can easily be a good time. Any gamers out there who know about the grind are always welcome with these types of anime, and I hope the anticipation manages to live up as the conversation around this anime has been quite live. Now, for my choice for the anime that everyone needs to be watching this upcoming season is Undead Unluck. With this series finally kicking off, the floodgates for new gen anime have officially opened up. I am a huge fan of the source material. I like the power system, the combat, and art is absolutely stellar, and the story has managed to surpass my expectations given what I received amongst the first handful of chapters. If there is any anime that I would like to advise you all to keep an eye on, it's definitely gotta be this one. With the Fire Force team practically on this anime as well, you are in for some of the most cinematic and equally impressive sound effects a fight can provide. For your calendar's sake, Undead Unluck will be airing on October 6th. Now, the last three anime I'm about to talk about will all be on Netflix. Regardless, each of them are highly anticipated and significant enough to be added onto your watch list. First up, we have the Scott Pilgrim anime. Being honest, whether you call this an anime or a cartoon, I really do not care. Scott Pilgrim was a huge movie back when it first came out years ago, with Ramona Flowers being the color-haired girl blueprint. With the original cast back and the comic book style brought to life, this is going to be a real fun adaptation. Shout out to anybody who originally played the console game. Now, next up, we also have Pluto. As I mentioned in my previous video about upcoming anime projects, Pluto is going to be a really big anime coming towards the end of the year. If you like sci-fi, detectives, and robots, then I heavily advise keeping this on your list. Astro Boy fans need to check this out as it is a huge nod towards it. Each episode will also be extremely long, pushing towards an hour, so I advise you to grab some snacks for the watch. Last but not least, we arrive at Castlevania Nocturne, the first main series being an absolute hit with banger back-to-back seasons. I don't think I need to get too deep into this one because the trailer says it all. More vampires, more gore, a whole lot of Belmont fighting, and a brand new crew for the ride. If you have not seen the original Netflix anime for Castlevania, I suggest you do because it is non-stop action and it's also a very excellent story at that. With that brings my list to an end. Overall, between continuing series from the spring, returning series for second cores or more seasons, and a heap of debuts, this is a ginormous lineup. I know there's a lot to watch and I encourage everyone to try and pick something to enjoy from this list. It's an exciting time to be an anime fan once again, and the conversation about what can be anime of the year is about to get very complex. I'm looking forward to watching everything, and most of all, I'm looking forward to sharing my thoughts with you all. That's pretty much it for me though. Just to put this out there ahead of time, but the style of my watch list videos will be changing in the near future. Expect something more alongside streaming with webcam and releasing a VOD so I can be more thorough with my thoughts. I encourage everyone to stop by and let's check out some seasonal anime together. Other than that, thank you all for watching, and make sure to leave what you plan to watch this coming fall in the comment section down below. Stay cool out there, and I will catch you all in the next video.